they're going to play a different EXP laner matchup so that the assassins of Falcon's MENA, if ever they do play it, are taken away. And hey, we finally see Yuzong again, but this time still banned.
Jushin.
Jushin is open.
Hayabusa is open as well, and we see both these heroes being priorities.
Yeah. But wait, both of them over Harith?
I would say Harith is a user kind of thing. If you're good with Harith, then you're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are amazing, Lafel. Jushin, that's the first pick there of VSG. A hero that takes a little bit of while to ramp up, but really the control that she dishes out is, for the lack of a better term, quite annoying.
Yeah, and in terms of countering this, if you want to go for an assassin, you can go for a Hayabusa to deal with the Jushin. If you want to go for a mid lane, then you're looking at a Kagura, you're looking at a Zask, and perhaps even a Farsa, something that ignores the front line and goes straight onto her because her Lantern Flare, the range isn't as far as most of the other mages, so they can fight back.
Yeah. And what Falcon's going to do as a response here is that Jushin shines with the longer a team fight goes. So you pick up one of the best heroes right now in the current meta for longer team fights. They go for Edith. This Julian is flexible. It can go either mid or jungle. But the good thing about the lineup of Falcon's MENA is they're already covered in the magic damage department because they already have their first 2 picks.
And now VSG, they counter back with the Minotaur as well as in Harith. So right now, honestly, the team fight for VSG is looking pretty good. They have ways to catch the opponent with the Jushin, with the Lantern Flare. And if they're coming for a team fight, they got a Minotaur. And like we said, the Zaz gets picked up just to face against this Jushin.
Yeah, wow. So this is the meta we find ourselves in now. Zask is coming up more in the pro scene because it's one of the... Would you say it's a direct counter to the Jushin or just good enough to respond to it?
It's a good counter towards the meta because as a mid laner, you're very much... defenseless going up against damage dealer assassins or even fighters in the jungle. So if you're a Zaz, you have ways to survive and actually fight back. So Zaz is a mid laner that can take care of herself. So this is one of those situations where because of the meta, it made Zaz good.
Yeah. And now I'm not seeing any obvious EXP laners because even though, yes, you can tell me that the Edith is an EXP laner, it's more of a roamer in this recent meta with how well it just meshes. And if honestly, if those 3 heroes are together in the mid lane, roam mid jungle, VSG might not even be able to farm up because that scales really quickly.
Yeah, and right now looking at Falcon's MENA, they're banning out the Yuzong, they're banning out the Arlet, so they're making sure that MENA doesn't get a good EXP laner here, especially because they're going to be 4th pick. They can have the priority, and in terms of the priority, in my head, I'm thinking of Paquito. But if they want something with a little bit more control, then I don't know. Not a lot is coming up on my mind right now. Oh, wait, Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby.
Ruby's still open.
Yeah, Ruby's still available in the EXP lane, and that is a viable pickup, not just in the roam. It can't just set up, but especially if it's a Ruby that you want to get good items in right away, the spell vamp is really strong. Hayabusa. So a lot of the heroes that we mentioned leading up into the draft are showing up and making an impact so far. If I'm Falcon's MENA, if really they don't have an EXP laner yet, wow, they're really focusing there, I suggest last pick. Just pick whatever's available to match up against the pick of Minun.
I guess especially because this Edith is technically capable going to the EXP, and if you look at it that way, you have a lot of other roamers available, like the Grok, like the Tigreal. You know, the options are still there, which VSG does not have the flexibility because they've already locked in a Minotaur.
Yeah, that's true. So, Falcon's MENA, is it roamer EXP? Because either or would be great. If it's the roamer, Grok, yeah, I agree with you.
You can pick up a gold laner now. The Claude is still open. Or the Clint! Another debut pick.
Yeah, that's why they were taking away Arlot, Yuzong, because they were taking away the best heroes that can dive the backline straight. Are there any really strong backline diving EXP laners?
I was about to say Benedetta.
Yeah, that was in my head
But not
too.
for Falcon's MENA.
Yeah, not for Electa. Well, she's in the jungle, but it'll be going to Minun. Let's see what their last pick is going to be. They still need a jungler. Yeah, they still need their jungler here. Oh,
that is the jungle.
Oh, okay.
She's showing out, yo, Alexa, I hear you like the Benedetta jungle.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who can use that too?
Dude, that's a flex.
That's a flex.
If VSG gets a win here, it's sort of like a little bit of a huge flex on the Lecta. And it's a CC for Falcon's MENA.
Why did I forget about the CC? But again, looking at the lineup here for Falcon's MENA, if the Julian is going for a Holy Crystal, it might take too long. So I'm looking for a Genius Wand because both side lanes are scaling heroes, so they need a little bit of time.
A little bit more time, but who can make time come faster for them? We're going to be seeing Clint make his debut here on the MWI stage. He has a lot of work cut out for him to go up against that Benedetta. Good thing, though, for the lineup of Falcons MENA, you know what I see? Calculated chaos, man. A lot of things could go wrong here for VSG if they are not careful. This is the first series of the day in the second day of our group stage. The home ground heroes, Falcons MENA, up against EECA's VSG. Who will be able to take it? Let's go to our casters.
What's up, guys? Thanks for the throw. We're entering the land of dawn. This is day number 2 of the MWI. This is Trex here along with Mirko on the desk. And so far, the picks have not disappointed Mirko. Right now, we got a jungle Benedetta on the side of VSG.
Yeah, a debut pick on the Benedetta. Something that we were expecting kinda yesterday. Maybe it's gonna show up, but definitely not as a jungler, right? So this is already something new that's technically old too, because back in the day when Benedetta got released, we saw a whole lot of the Benedetta jungle, and I'm glad to see that Kyoe is on this Benedetta. We'll get to see exactly how they utilize this. Seems like for Fevin and you in the mid lane, looking to go for the Lethal Wanderer. This is one of the advantages you have on the Zosk. You have so much zoning power, and just like that, they secure the Lethal Wanderer.
I mean, the Zosk, we saw it a little bit yesterday. There's been whispers, there's been rumors of it possibly entering into the Lambadon, but a little bit of damage in the mid side.
Onward and the Earth Shatter coming down. Synchro trying to deal some damage there with the flare, bringing him back straight into it. UE flickering out, but Synchro chases all the way under the turret to pick up first blood.
So first blood for VSG. Victory Song Gamer securing a nice early on lead. This is going to send UE back. It's going to give them a little bit of an advantage of the mid lane, possibly able to rotate a little bit faster around. We got 30 seconds on the clock until Turtle. Taking a look at some of these compositions, I like what Victory Song Gamers is bringing for game number 1. You spice it up a little bit with the Benedetta. You have some quick rotations. You still have that bulky front line with the Minotaur and the Ruby in the EXP lane. So just a lot of possibilities from this composition.
My concern early on the Benedetta is the fact that, you know, how fast does the Benedetta clear in the jungle? And so far, he's actually doing a really good job. Able to clear it as fast as Electa on the Julian. They're both technically on very similar levels here, but up top, again, thrown back there. Pops the Vengeance. Velvet still able to survive for a bit, but will not have a big resource. Up brought back again straight into Minion, who's going to be able to dish out some damage. Donra Wolfgang, another CC back into the I'm Offended. Juicin
Is juicing right now. Getting everything out of these first few minutes. It's only 2.5 in. It's 3 kills for VSG. And not to mention 2 of those kills going to the Ruby, who sometimes has a bit of a slow start, but in the EXP lane, this Ruby's going to be so... Oh my god, another one.
Again, pulled back. She might be able to get another. But Fevin is able to space out in time. Neutral objective number 1 taken for free. And it seems like, at least for Team Falcons MENA, they have a way to actually trade it out. Right? Electa was able to go into the bottom side again, can get caught, forced to use the sword to escape, and now we really get to see the power of this Juicin pick.
Yeah, I feel like no one's played it this aggressive just yet. The way that Synchro's playing it almost like a Lilia, just in their face, zoning them back with that skill. Synchro really showing how it's done right now. And it's exciting to see because we kind of questioned this hero. We wondered how it was going to be able to be played. And I think it's going to work also well against the composition that Team Falcons MENA has brought. Seeing the Julian, yes, there's some dashes away, but still it is not an extreme, like it's mobile in team fights, but when it comes to just moving around the map, as long as Synchro has this lead, can definitely use it to zone away some of these heroes.
No, I think we heard earlier from the analyst, right? Because from what we've seen, yeah, Juicin does get, you know, needs some time. Gaily with a flicker forward. Midas Fury names able to displace himself, but look at that. The chain CC straight into the Zaman Force and the Synchro Fission. Rian able to pick up the kill under the turret. 4-0 VSG.
The rotations right now, they're just going from top to bottom, clearing mid, keeping it simple, never too, you know, they're not just staying in mid lane, right? Synchro is all over the place. Her and Gaily right now are everywhere, and more damage on the bot. Velvet gonna go down. That is 5-0, already a 2,000 gold lead.
I don't think Minion even got an assist there. Did she get an assist? It almost seemed like Kyoe was able to burst Velvet down all alone, even with the Vengeance. So the lethal ignition on the Benedetta. Bottom lane, still, Rian able to pick up that gold crab here. His name's on the Clint. You expect the Clint to actually be able to dish out some damage? You can see again just how much pressure Synchro can put on to Yui. Minion rotating forward over on Wolf King, and I'm offended, but Yui is able to flicker out in time now. Earth Shadow Flicker combo straight into the Primal Wrap, but it's under the turret. No, Saman forced to play with the quick draw. Rian still able to escape. Gaily rotating forward, able to disengage and save Rian.
Beautiful timing from Gaily there. Beautiful play from Rian, but we're starting to see MENA kind of pick up the pace a little bit, look for picks of their own. Now it's first turtle. Team Falcons MENA probably not even going to want to contest this. They're too far behind. Taking a look at some of the heroes, at some of these girls, Electa, Fevin, both deathless right now, and I think they're going to need to step up the pace. They're going to need to look for something. We do see the Sky Piercer come in for Kyoei.
Uh-oh. No flicker. Minus Fury knocking, straight into the blades. Kyoei able to take the kill, now going in with a final blow as well. Knocking him down, Kyoei picking up the execute on the Sky Piercer. Dominator's Ascent to try to chase him down, but really for Yui, they can't really go for the chase, not at all.
Perfect timing for a gank like that. Right when she gets the Sky Piercer, let's go in, pick up a couple kills, get some stacks on there, get under the tower, super aggressive, they get the knock-up, you get the ultimate with Synchro. I mean, just the way that VSG is moving around the map right now as a group, looking for their picks, but still controlling their lane, still making sure they're getting their minions. They look like pros right now.
They are, right? I mean, just looking at how they're able to path around the map. Gaily again, just trying to sandwich names. It's very hard for Clint now. If Clint falls behind the early game, now again, Rian just jumping forward into the knockup now. Name's forced to flicker just as she gets it back up. And she loses a turret. Tier 1 in the bottom lane. No trades for now. They were able to get a turret down below before, so technically it's now back to equal on turrets. But if you take a look at the gold lead, tells you a whole different story.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about VSG because of how well they have been doing. Team Falcons MENA, what is the win con at this point? They do have the Clint. They got to kind of get into some late game territory. Because he took those 2 deaths, it's going to be a while. Without any crowd control in the EXP lane, like I said, a lot of things come down to Fevin and Electa to pop off.
Earth Shatter now with the Minute Fury, and I'm offended, knocking 4 members straight into them. Now with the damage, Crimson Beacon, AoE, Velvet going to be caught, thrown back again. Synchro able to flicker out with a double kill now, and look at the rotation coming from Minion. Going for the dome around Wolf King, but still with the enhanced sword. Electa able to outplay and getting that one last hit to shut Synchro down.
The tables have turned. Falcon MENA back into the game, and as I said, Electa being deathless, it's at some point you gotta hit the power spike. At some point you gotta roll the dice, and Electa did it and came out on top. They're gonna be able to get a tower out of this. They're gonna be able to get some movement out of this, and look at names as well, keeping a good position back. And at some point Electa knows, okay, they're low, I have the skills, I can make the full engage. Cinco should have probably tucked tail and run here, but the engage, the chains, they get it. He even forces it in, and before he gets tossed up and thrown away, he gets the final shot to lock in that final kill. So now, top tier 3 down for VSG, but in the boss side, we have seen VSG take the whole bot lane, which is going to be huge for them.
You see the reaction though, straight up. I mean, you saw Synchro, he was like, all right, we got a double, we got a few kills, but that's definitely what they did not expect that for sure. Kyoei taking a whole lot of punishment, and now you can really see that power spike for names on the Clint. Mid-game. When you get some of these items for the Clint, I think it's like 2-3 items, that's when you really start to deal damage. On top of that, there's going to be problems for VSG when they try to dive. That's an interesting interaction. I did not know that was a thing. You can actually pick up the little Johnny boy of Zask, throw it away.
Throw it.
Yeah, you can throw it away. So
pick up Johnny boy.
Exactly. Oh, right here. Vengeance used up already. Baits on a massive ability onward. Don't bring it Synchro back again. But Amiss Fury comes down. That's a 3-man knockup. Straight into damage. There's 7 from MENA and straight into the final blow. Well played, VSG. Picks up the fight, and now it's just names who gets obliterated by Kyoei as she picks up a triple.
That's a 5-man knockout. Now you see him, now you don't. Victory Song Gamers. Gaily with such a beautiful response. That fight looked like it was in Team Falcons MENA's hands. A nice Earthshaker just to try to pick one off, but Gaily comes in, gets him in Owen's Fury, combos it up with another knockup onto 3. I mean, just monstrous right now. The comms from this team are off the charts.
They're a great team fighting team, but also it just seems like they're a band because they know exactly how to play the song, the victory song. Kaylee with the drum smacking down and straight into that beautiful orchestra of abilities. Now, Feb gonna be caught, still able to pop in the primal rat, deal some damage, Kyoe in the back, able to survive. Meanwhile, Rian is gonna be taken down under the turret, taking too much punishment from that tier 2. And VSG, they fall back for now. They lose one member. It's a gold lane. But still for Kyoe, she's eating real good. Now in the enemy jungle, 2,000 gold ahead of Electa.
Okay, what's going to be big for Team Falcons MENA here is luckily Names is not too far behind. It's only 800 gold. Looks like we're now getting into that Malefic Roar, and I think once she gets that third item in, and she can stay in that box, which is kind of what Team Falcons MENA has built here. You have the Zask who can zone away, you have Fevin who can get some CC, you have Electa who can do a bit of damage, but as long as Names can stay in a good spot, we're starting to see the damage come out. And Victory Song gamers, if they want to win this, they have to be careful of how they approach these big pushes, because once they get into the bottleneck of those inhibitors, that's where it's dangerous. That's where Names can really just kind of huddle down and get a lot of free shots off.
But now it should be for free here. Team Falcons MENA, they're way too behind to actually contest for this Lord. It's the first Lord of the game. Technically, if you take a look at Team Falcons MENA's composition, they still got a lot of good wave clear, right? They got that Zosk, they have the Clint as well, so it's a good decision by them to leave this two Victory Song gamers, not really go for the contest. Because for VSG, I think at this point of the game, it's the way that they can actually bait these members out of Team Falcons MENA outside of the base, because I think for Team Falcons MENA, that's their key win condition. They need to stay in their base, they need to play with their range, and they need to bait out some of these big abilities from VSG.
All right, now, Ward's going to be coming soon. I think if they can get 2 inhibitors out of this, it's a huge win. They don't have to finish things now. With Names finally getting in some of those third items, it's going to be, they should be able to clear fast. We're already seeing the Lord getting melted down.
With the first Lord, now it's a Mon Force popped in. Rian doing some damage onto the base turret. Electa walking up, able to get out with the enhanced sword. You can see that the wave clear is still there. They're still able to defend for the base turret at least now. But there is going to be another big minion wave coming down. Still buffed by the Lord. Electa standing forward there. Gotta go for the knockup there. Synchro with the Lantern, unable to go for it. Now Min and I'm offended, not connecting. Earth Shatter and the Flicker combo. Straight into the onward, but now it's giving the Crimson Blast into the back. Kaylee also with the Min's Fury straight into the damage once again. Min survives. Rion picks up a kill, and now it's just Velvet and Names left to defend. Velvet taking down Kyoe, an absolute beast of an assassin on the Benedetta. Names, one cowboy versus 5 Victory Song gamers, and you can hear the drums of victory, you can hear the song. They're gonna go straight for the base, pick them up, throw them back, and then execute her in the base. That's game number 1 for VSG.
Execution is a perfect adjective for that one, a perfect verb.
Not using it yourself.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're telling people is like, yeah, I don't have time to train this hero.
Ooh, like it's not yet in
Or I
our
train, but
comfort.
I have no idea how this works.
Maybe, or they're saving it. There's a lot of questions there, but yeah, Jushin's not going to be a first pick. First pickables, the Rogers and the Hariths and the Low Yees of the world are still up for the taking.
I would say Roger, because Roger is solid going up against the Harith, as well as the Louis. And it's flexible. You can put it in the jungle or goal lane.
Yeah.
Or dare I say mid lane, who knows?
Oh, well, no. I hope that's not a Roger mid lane.
Yeah,
It's a bit too high concept for
Here's
my
the
taste.
thing, right? We can say whatever we want, just don't take our word for it, okay?
And so with the Roger pickup for Falcons MENA, VSG would pick up the Minotaur. It went really well. It looks like a comfort pickup for Gailey, and most importantly, up against Dashes, you want to pick up the Minotaur to force out Dashes. Julian for VSG, it's their turn to use that hero.
They pick up the Edith as well. I prefer going up against something like a Minotaur for the Edith to be in the roam position, because you can pick up the Minotaur. Minotaur is a tank support. It's not a full tank, right?
Yeah.
The defense stats is not the same as a full tank, and the passive is not really to make sure that you stay alive that long. So honestly, if you have the Edith and a bursty kind of mage, you can deal with the Minotaur, making so that the Minotaur is delayed in building the items, because usually Minotaur goes for a first item flash, right? The flash of the Oasis. So you're not going to be that tanky. So I still hope that the Edith is going roam, but looking at how Fevin plays, probably going to go to XP.
Yeah. Earlier, we did see it go into
the roam, yeah.
Roam. Yeah, it was the roam. And we saw that interaction that you mentioned earlier, that if you toss the Minotaur and you're not careful, you're actually helping the Minotaur to come closer to your teammates. But the thing with the lineups for Falcons MENA is this is not a backline-focused lineup. This is a lineup that will get up in your face and would want to fight under a Zaman Force and would want to claw you up front.
If VSG doesn't ban the Valentina, honestly, they should take it. Falcons MENA, yeah. You can take away the Million Fury, as well as possibly deal a lot of damage in the early game. So I'm thinking Valentina here. If Valentina is not picked up, honestly, another solid pick is the Farsa, but we haven't seen the Farsa so far in the MWI.
Yeah, it seems like a niche pick. Even though it makes a lot of sense for the meta, there's not a lot of teams that are incredibly comfortable yet with either playing it or showing it. VSG, they are taking away the Ruby because, okay, with the Julian and the Claude, I could see why they would be hesitant to play up against a Ruby up on the field. Quick crowd control with the second skill might mess up their entries.
Honestly, Bane is a good pickup for Falcons MENA, but the fact that they have the Hive as well as the Roger means, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Unless you go Bane EXP, but I think that's too much.
It's a little bit
I think that's stretching too far.
As someone who's tried it, don't. Not worth it anymore. It will most likely be a jungle if we're going to be seeing Bane again later here in MWI. Ooh. Who knows?
They're going to have a very tanky something in the EXP.
Yeah, that's going to be their lane holder.
Oh,
Trisla's gone. Lapo is going to be gonna have a hard time catching anyone. Who else is going to be available in terms of the tanky presences of the EXP laner that has crowd control?
I'm even thinking if they go for something crazy by putting a tank in the EXP, because we've seen a Grok EXP before, but we haven't seen it for a while. And now the Valentina gets picked up by VSG. Even they understand how dangerous the Valentina is going up against the Minotaur.
Yeah, great call there.
Novaria. Don't know about the damage output of Novaria as well as Edith can do in the early game, though.
That's all magic. VSG will just rush Radiant Armors at this point. But the thing is, again, we don't know their EXP laner. The the Minotaur will pick up the, as you mentioned, the Flask of the Oasis. Then you build up the Radiant Armors later on. The other members of VSG cannot. Okay, so they're rushing magic damage. Don't tell me it's going to be another magic. They need a little bit more physical here.
Actually, now that I look at it, as long as the Roger follows up on Edith and Novaria, they should have enough damage. So, never mind. If it's a duo, maybe it's difficult. As a trio, it's fine. Thomas gets picked up.
Huh. Usually isn't Tom's picked up against like really honest team fights?
No, I get it. Going up against the Claude wants to do the Blazing Duet and he goes Vengeance.
Vengeance, right, yeah.
So you're just countering by staying still.
Okay, so Vengeance now, and there's the Paquito, so you get crowd control, but yeah, duelists on the EXP lanes. This is gonna be scrappy. The way I look at these two lineups, all I see is just chaos.
Honestly, I feel like that's better for Falcons MENA, because I feel like if you say fight, I just fight. They're the kind of team that goes in and then hopes for the best.
And Falcons MENA will be hoping that they seal a point here. If they get swept, that puts them in the red. The beauty and the pain of the BO2 format. If VSG takes this, well, they're going to be in a very comfortable spot with a 2-0 in the very first match of the day. Falcons MENA versus VSG. Mirko, Trex, let's go.
Let's go is right. We're going to be jumping into game number 2. VSG up against Falcons MENA. And Scrappy is a perfect way to describe this comp for VSG. Scrappy is a perfect way to describe this competition. And looking at both of them, I would say Team Falcons MENA, they're fast moving, yes, but with the mid lane, with the, with Fevin as well, I feel like they could also take this a little bit slow if they want. They have some late game scaling. And on the terms of VSG with that Paquito, with the movement again to the boss side, bro. The rotations from them in the first 2 minutes.
Oh, man. Game 1, you know, I did say Velvet getting out-microed in lane. This time it's not even fair. It's not even a 1v1. It's a 3v1 in the bottom lane. Velvet is going to have to recall again, and that will only give Minion, someone who's already very, very aggressive in lane, even more power now. You can see that Electa is able to actually steal away some camps onward. Earth Shatter comboed in, it's done, locking him down. Kyobe still trying to run away, get the healing. That's right, the enhanced sword outplaying the situation. What a move by Gailey and Synchro to help her out.
That's gotta be crushing to your confidence.
Yikes.
Team Falcons MENA set up the perfect little bait there. I mean, they had it. But Victory Sun Gamers, they rotate back to mid. Synchro Gailey saved the day for Kyoe.
That was well played, man. Even for Kyoe, able to get out just into the vision, out of the into the bush, out of the vision pool for just a second to get the help coming in from the motivation roar, the healing, and then obviously the terrify straight into the combo. And with the enhanced sword, you actually do get a little bit of HP, and Kyoe was able to completely abuse that there. Goes to show you that she played the Benedetta really well. She can also play the Julian really well. Synchro just sidestepped away from that Astral Sphere too. They are locked in.
They are a well-oiled machine right now. VSG, the way they're moving on this map. And even here with Synchro hanging out down on the boss side a lot because they know Yui's here as well. We see Gailey holding down the mid lane, making sure it's cleared. Everybody knows their job. They know the assignment. Team Falcons MENA, though, needs to find an answer. They gotta break through this aggression. They brought the Thamus this time, a nice aggressive early gamer. They have Electa. I mean, they have some possibilities here. They just need to pull it off.
Well played, man. One level advantage on Gailey. She's gonna have the Minions Fury, so, and technically they'll also have the Primal Wrath. Enhanced Chain, knocking her off. Feven almost taken down, forced to flicker under the tier 1. That's a shot from Yui that does not connect, and VSG, they're just utilizing the fundamentals so much better compared to Team Falcons MENA, and they're outclassing them with it. Poking them down before the neutral objectives, and then obviously getting these level advantage with better rotations. And even the weak side, they're playing it real well. Rihanna in this matchup against the Herod, she hasn't really been fully bullied out.
You know, we talk about this sometimes when we see teams that aggressively rotate like this, at least back in NA we do. You know, it's not always great to just play reactionary. Don't just follow them around the map. I think at this point, Team Falcons MENA, what they need to do is maybe play the opposite lane. If VSG is going to gank EXP, go try to gank gold. You know, play your own game. Right. Look for positions on the map because VSG stays in this 3 group. Their mid is almost always moving together. So there are weak points on the map that Team Falcons MENA could attack. They cannot just follow them around, because if they do, they're never actually going to gain any space.
And this is real bad. We were talking about how Rian, at least in the early game, she was being bullied. His Fury flicker forward, knock up straight to the Blazing Duet, but is still able to survive onward into the front. Not able to find the Earth Shatter to really connect onto anyone. He got Synchro, but Synchro was just able to Primal Wrath and deal out more damage, sustain back up too. She didn't really lose any HP in that skirmish with the sustain back, and even in the bottom lane, Minion, you can see the confidence already in VSG. That's a lethal ignition, Paquito. That's a full damage, Paquito. That's an FDP.
FDP is right. I mean, it's a FDT, full damage team. Everyone is ready to put someone down.
Except Gailey, unless.
Even Gailey, I mean, even with those Manolan's Furies,
all right.
we're causing mayhem. Feven now in trouble.
Forced to use a Primal Wrath defense, so Gailey still wants to go for it. You're right, at least in the aggression. But Gailey will be forced back. Synchro jumping in. Alexa go for the damage. Yui sniping her from downtown. Rian forced to use the BMI defensively as Alexa pounced on her.
But a beautiful defensive BMI, because a good wait. Didn't use it too early, waited for the Lycan Pounce to connect. But now Electa.
Boom, bang. Into the knockout strike, knocking her up into the enhanced chain as well. The combo is perfect. Minion picking up the kill now. Velvet running them down with the vengeance. But VSG knows better than to take on a Thamus with the vengeance still on. Kyoe in that bush, great immobilization. But Velvet's able to step out just in time. Remember though, Minion full stacks. Go opening it up. Knockout strike to bring Feven back straight into Synchro. And Synchro actually utilized that to take the Primal Wrath. It's a big ultimate now in the hands of Synchro. And even then, VSG say, you know what, we're a bit too low, we'll take the slow route.
Okay, so it's about a 1,500 gold lead for the side of VSG. Definitely not end game material. 1,700 to be exact. Math's hard. Team Falcons MENA, they should be getting somewhere soon. Names has been deathless. This time the gold lane is keeping up, and the trades aren't even too bad. Rian is about a level up. But Names should, I think, get that after this wave down on the boss side of the turtle, though.
Great position by Gailey, knocking up Electa now. Her Shadow straight to the Mayo Wrath as well now. Minis Fury already used up earlier. Gailey still able to find another knockup, and now it's Velvet all alone, isolated in the front. Gailey taking a big shot, but says, nah, I'm good. Minion getting the shielding, winning out in this brawl, or duel rather, against Electa, and Rian is on the turret in the mid lane. Kyoe is on the turtle in the bottom lane. There's a trade in objectives at least for Team Falcons MENA, but still, it's so much better for VSG.
It's extremely better. Getting a mid lane tower at 6 minutes in is huge. I would trade an off lane tier 3 for that mid lane tier 3 any day, because what's this gonna do is open the door even more for VSG to be as aggressive as they want, because now they're not just rotating through the bottleneck of the mid lane, they're rotating through your jungle if they want to. They're able to invade and escape easily. Gaylee maybe in a little bit of trouble here though.
Lycan pounds as well. Gaylee's still able to survive, and just like that, she's brought in enough attention to give Rion space. Up top, enhanced sword by Kyoe. Looking for a dive. Velvet already using a vengeance now. They're going to go on to turret first now. As Minion gets the shielding earlier. Now into the immobilization. Enhanced sword. Locking her down strong. My goodness, these combos are ridiculous. VSG are styling on Team Falcons.
You know what we call that? Punching Thamus in the face. Quick left jab. Putting them down. Putting them out of their misery. VSG right now. And here they go again.
Brutal punch,
right back down to the bot side. I mean, it's troublesome. It's looking like a problem. Team Falcons MENA, again, I think the saving grace is going to be Names, just like last game. Names has got to do something here. Needs to hit a power spike. Got to start taking names, man. Got to start, you know, punching the clock a little bit, doing something, because if they don't get it together, and at this point, it might be time for Team Falcons MENA to just stay grouped up. Even if they lose one of these tier 2s in the top or bottom, they need to be a bit more grouped up, because the game that Victory Song Gamers is bringing is we're going to run around, we're going to find picks here and there, we're going to guerrilla warfare you, we're going to run 3-1, 3-2, 4-1, we're going to be all over and always coming at you. So if Team Falcons MENA isn't together as a team, VSG is going to pick them apart.
Oh, Minion up top. Oh no, Kevin unable to find the Honor Flicker out of the Earth Shatter as well, but still she will be taken out up top by the Zaman Force. Use up Gaylee, fighting the play. With a knock-up, Lycan Pounce to dodge away, but whoa! Great enhanced chain to catch the Lycan Pounce right after she used it. That's
Even
a kill.
if the Minoan's Fury doesn't get you, we got something else in the pocket.
Yeah, there's an elephant that comes out of nowhere.
We got another skill in the clip, ready to pop off. VSG just always has a plan right now. Team Falcons MENA. What do they do here, Mirko, right? It's First Lord. You definitely don't contest this, I think, at this point. They're about, it's 5,000 gold lead at this point. We're right back to the same story as game 1. Yui this time, they do have some possibility with some, we saw some nice snipe shots early on, but they need to not take any fights. Even this, maybe give up the purple.
Yeah, I mean, for Names, she's still able to secure it with the Synchro Vision. That's a big plus. They didn't really want to go for, you know, the full contest, but as long as you can secure it on one of your members, this is actually the best case scenario for them. They give it over to Names. Like you said, she's probably the last hope, technically, for Team Falcons MENA here. Now VSG, though, they already have the Lord, right? They're coming down in the bottom lane now. Rian has the Golden Staff. It's a big power spike, too, for this Claude. I wonder if she went for a different path. I wonder if she went for the Corrosion Scythe into the DHS and then the Golden Staff, because 3 items in the 8th minute would be quite ridiculous. I don't think so. I think she's still on the second item, right?
9 minutes now.
Yeah.
We're breaking on 9 minutes.
That will be insane, though. If she actually does have 3 items in for the Claude at 9 minutes, that's...
I don't know.
Crazy timers.
This was 0-0-1. I don't think so.
Exactly.
Maybe if there was like a bunch of kills. But wait a second. Nice pick off. Kyoe goes down, and that's going to be huge. That's going to be a shutdown right there. 3-1 and 3. Team Falcons MENA now. Kill goes over to Yui. So it's a little something. Should be able to clear this ward safely and just lose the tier 2 here.
Velvet's trying her best to actually try to defend this here in the mid lane. She actually built the Thunderbolt.
3 items in.
She has 3 items in 9 minutes with 1 assist. That's why, you know, I looked at the assist and I'm like, there's no way, right? Yeah, there is a way. If you are Rian, there is a way to farm up that fast with only 1 assist through the map. And technically, she has been taking the mid wave too, right? So that explains it. She's been farming up a storm.
Yeah, farming 2 lanes at once.
Maybe even 3. She goes bot, or even the jungle, lanes. Right? And now she's getting the purple buff.
She's everywhere. All right, let's take a look at Team Falcons MENA. We did see Names working on the 3rd item, almost to 3rd item, had Feather of Heaven, had Starlium Scythe. So getting there, we know the type of damage a a Harith can do and how much dancing. I think if there's a hero that they want to be able to scale towards the end, it could definitely be this Harith. You have possibility to dance around Kyoei, win those chains in. If you have the mechanical gifts, you need to be able to dance around these fights, get out of range of these Minoan's Fury, and not get cut off like that. Fevin, a bad spot.
Ow. She got knocked up and she still went onward. But then she found 4 members of Victory Song Gamers just standing there menacingly, obliterating the HP bar. Oh, Fevin, she wasn't even able to pop the Primal Rash. She wasn't even able to react to the 4 members in the bush. That's how much damage they have. Minin, Synchro, Rihanna on Claude with 3 items in 9 minutes. That's kind of crazy. And then now she's probably going to go for the Melphic Roar. But honestly, if I were in that spot, right, 3 items in the first 9 minutes, I would just go for even more damage. Or Wind Talker. We've seen a lot of those Wind Talkers. Considering you're that far ahead, this is the problem though, technically for them, right? If they're just so squishy, Minin can take a whole lot of punishment. They all can take a lot of punishment from the poke from Yui.
I mean, Yui's been definitely packing a punch, but at this point, it's even there. The heal comes back from Gailey immediately. They got to find their target. Fivin needs to be the one to be able to find these targets, but as we just saw, Fivin can't even face check bushes right now. There we go, though. Possible play.
Shadow catching Synchro, still able to pop in the Primal Rod. Minin Fury's knocking them up now in the back line. Minin still doing some damage. Placing to it for Rion. Able to demolish them all. The damage is enough, and Kyoei cleans them up. She shot the Astral Sphere. Now she's back to normal form. She can't fly anymore. Rihanna and Kyoei looking for the end. They have a mini wave here. Get shot down with the Astral Sphere, but it's not enough to really take the mini wave down. Rihanna on it. Kyoei as well. They can go for the straight dive right now as Yui pops in. The Astral Recall shoots it down, gets the wave out. Oh. Kyoei taking down the last shot from the turret.
All right, maybe a little too scrappy. Maybe a little too scrappy, but VSG still, it's a huge win there. And that's what 3, maybe even 4 items at this point does. And especially when you have this much of a gold lead in the tanks. Let's take a look at the items. Rion does get the Wind Talker in. Taking a look at the side of Team Falcon's MENA. Just, I mean, practically no defense there. We've got the Dominance Ice. We've got the Dreadnought armor.
Oh.
A little something, but still it is a problem. Electa now, though, going to start working. I'm surprised they're going to be the ones to start this. Don't know if it's the right plan.
Velvet all alone. Didn't even pop the Vengeance Gailey, getting a 2-man knockup. Fevin, Primal Wrath, able to space out just in time. Onto Synchro, also has a Primal Wrath, dealing some more damage, even more than Fevin. And now she pops it onward. Oh no, it gets canceled out. Rion, blazing duets. Now chasing Electa, now Synchro with the flicker forward, and Rion picks her up. 3-4-0. Play the victory song of the gamers now because it's an enhanced lord and 3 kills over to VSG.
They take no prisoners. If you're in their way, you're going down. VSG right now, I mean, they just feel unstoppable. Team Falcon's MENA, everything they try, maybe rushing Lord at the wrong time there, but Falcon's MENA are kind of playing this like the gold is even, right? When they need to kind of be a bit more on the back foot. In the beginning, maybe not be as reactionary, but now it might be time to be a little reactionary. Hope that VSG overextends a little bit. Hope that someone goes a little too deep and Fevin can find the pickoff, because I don't think they can force an engage. And now with Lord marching down and the way Rion's been playing 4-0-5, just got the gold meteor in as well, Heart Gold meteor in as well, it's gonna be a problem.
Enhanced Lord in the mid lane. 2 big waves in the side. Good pull from Velvet and Electa, trying to stop this from happening, but VSG are already taking down the base turret up top. Now straight into the bottom lane they go. Rion gunning that turret down real quick. Minin trying to go for the assassination. Will take a whole lot of punishment now. Minin's Fury knocking him up. Names gonna be caught in the back. Gailey gets the solo on Names, and everybody tries to dive. But victory song gamers, they take names and they sing songs.
It's a 1-2 punch, a quick finish from VSG. You said it in the beginning of these 2 matches, Mirko. They're showing that they are contenders right now. And I'm excited to see how they move forward in these groups and possibly in the...
Yeah!